Welcome to SGL Spiritual Guide Night. If you are new to this channel, welcome. As you can see, this is a new channel, so make sure that you subscribe so that you can be a part of the success and growth of this channel. If you need to go get a snack, something to drink, go ahead and do so, because this is going to be I can't guarantee that it's going to be a long reading, but I have to take my time with this reading. The channel message is Truth Hurts. I do have some channel messages written down, and I will definitely as I'm getting these decks in upright and making sure they're fresh before I have to clear out the energy first before I even give the additional channel message. Overall channel message here is the truth hurts. Okay. What I will say is this: I'm so honored for the strength that God gives me, that I could lead by example the best way that I can. And when I personally go through certain energies, that I'm open to sharing my experiences. Because in reality, right, you have tarot readers or readers of whatever area that you claim as however you want to label your talent in spirituality practice. You have those who train themselves and they learn the arts, okay? All right. And then you have those who are naturally gifted, right? Who use their natural gifts, okay? And through their natural gifts, the only way that they're able to extend channel messages is through experiences, right? And then compared to those who just learn the arts because that's their main focus of what they choose to do in life, um, um, it's more so simple, straight to the point, but there's no soul in there. There's no essence. So you'll be able to determine, that's how you connect with your readers, okay? Through common relation, what's relatable, right? Someone that you're able to understand, someone that you're able to comprehend. So what I'm saying is not to, tear anyone down. It's just basically saying you have those readers who have, they say, I want to be a reader. So they start learning it and they dive deep and they keep learning and they keep learning despite of trial and error. And then you have those who are gifted, right? And that's what we will call our intuitive readers, right? They start off with being confident of the intuition, okay? Some of you believe that the intuition is what the channel messages, and truly that's just the experience of the reader, okay? Others of you have the gift of having those channel messages, including the intuition, and the intuition is the experience, all right? And then you have those readers who just stumble upon. Now, there's a reason why I'm giving you this introduction, okay? Before we clear out the energies and get into the truth hurts. You have those who stumble upon and say, you know what? I think I'm a reader. I think I want to be a reader. And those people, sometimes the reason why they have some sense of a trial is because of what they feel other people may perceive them, especially if you come from a religious background. And in that category is more so of worried about people thinking tarot is evil, tarot is dark, tarot is the devil, tarot is witches dealing with black magic. I can't tell you no, because there are some people that use that for that. And it's like, you'll know, you'll feel it. And if you don't have that instinct, then there's this experience that you have to experience. And then once you experience, then there's this, that experience makes you aware with connections when it comes to even receiving a kind word from someone that, you're in public and someone just stops you and says, excuse me, I was being guided to tell you this. Okay. what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to get you guys to understand here, that behind the scenes of what's going on with me, SGL, Spiritual Guide and Light, it's a lot going on where I'm being guided to separate myself because there's cycles that need to end, that need to complete. And there's this spiritual warfare that I cannot participate. I have to allow God to take care of that, right? I have to allow my protected angels to fight my battles as well, okay? And I have to be obedient to what God wants me to do and what God wants me to say. So what am I trying to say? I'm trying to encourage you, if you're a reader, right, viewer, that where you are currently and what you're currently experiencing, it's not only going to build you up. Sometimes it's not about having to prove who's right and who's wrong. Okay. And there's this perception that only the good will see the truth. Okay. The toxicity part, the dysfunctional, the havoc, the separation, the pain, the turmoil, the heartache, the stress, depression, the anxiety. It's like it's breaking down the chosen. And it has this umbrella. It's like being under an umbrella labeled Y. So let me clear out these energies. I'm really going to take my time with this because it's very delicate. It's very delicate, and that's why I'm saying that I am honored, because this truth that we're going to talk about is not for the weak. Okay? The weak are being swifted, and what's not being seen are those who've been covering up and orchestrating pain behind the scenes, giving you a hard time, causing this negative perception so that people can't see the truth, the purity of truth. And like I said, only the good will see through the BS. And the fact that you're able to see through the BS and you're able to be present, it sucks. It does. That we have to horn and suck all of this energy because that's our job. And that's something that I just realized, that why am I getting the back end of everything? Why do I have to separate myself? It's no longer about proving a point moving forward, viewer. It's about learning to create this balance that we can harness some type of energy that after we go through the process of having to digest pain from other people, that's that empath work right there. You know, there's some of you that are feeling like, God damn it, why do I have to be an empath? Don't you ask God to take that gift away from you. Because people are killing, stealing, and destroying people's lives just because they cannot feel. That's why you have those experiences with people. When whether it's family, friends, things at work. But I want to focus on you, viewer. I don't want to do the extra extensions of somebody and this and this and that. No, we're talking about our role of why we're experiencing this thing called truth. All right. And the bubble of this truth, right, is love. And so let's go ahead and clear out this energy. And it is hard, you know, especially when, like, for instance, I can only use myself as example. You know, I have to separate myself because I no longer want to keep repeating this cycle of being let down or being hurt or feeling others people's energies that I don't like, yet alone, despite of the perception of how others may feel pertain to me. So it's like some of you, You know, in the beginning, it feels like you've adapted to an alone space, right? Building a relationship with yourself. But then there's this sense of these moments of why. Why is it that I can't? There's these questions that I'm channeling of why isn't it that I can't connect with good people? No one is perfect, but there's awareness of a collective that it's like, no, there is healthy people who don't do drama, who don't like misery, who are not complaining, who lift each other up. And what it is I was just writing this down. It's not you against the world, viewer. It's you against who you love. And you're fighting for something that is not accepting you at this time. And the more you keep fighting for this love of that of whom you care about, it's only breaking you down. You're doing the work as an empath of learning these energies and growing from these energies, but strength is needed. And there is this new element of strength that we have to tap into, because you can only be strong by yourself for so long. You will have those breakdown moments, whether that's surrendering, whether that's confession. For some of you, it causes you where it's like enough is enough, and you end up repeating the same cycle. And because you no longer want to deal with the pain or feel the pain, you go back to the love, the toxic love that is not going to change. But the hope that, okay, I'll be the big person again. I'll be the big person again and again and again and again. And it's like, when is it going to stop? Is there a process? We can throw stuff away in the trash. Doesn't mean just because it got put in the trash that it's gone. It's a process. It has to be destroyed. It has to be burnt up. That has to be cleared. So it's a difficult thing when we care about people. And what's a really difficult, viewer, is when your truth is not being seen. But like I said, the good will see and read between dysfunctional, havoc, who's against who. People will be able to see. So you no longer need to worry about, are people seeing my point of view? Do people see what I'm going through? You do what God is telling you to do, or you do what your intuition or your gut is trying to tell you to do. We may not see it. There's been many of times where right in the midst where I'm literally in battle with these entities within people, right? And I'm seeing this. And I'm sitting here going like, okay, angels, where are you? God, okay, what's going on? Right? And it's like, it will bring doubt. And that was the plan. So I want you to be very strong and to motivate yourself that when any unexpected Tower moment happens, or when a Three of Swords happens, you are able to understand that I am not going to doubt my power. Okay. Now let's talk about these channel messages. So I don't want to go left. You guys know how I am, because once I start getting channel messages, we will be here all day. And I'm long-winded, so. But what's crazy is I have a short attention span. Ain't that crazy? So the truth hurts, viewer. All right. These are the channel messages that I received. It says, when the purity of the truth is declined. Okay. When the purity of truth is declined. Okay. I'm being guided to look into each one. So I'm just going to read them off to you, and then we're going to go into the reading. So the next channel message I got was, living our truth sometimes feel like no one understands. All right. Living our truth sometimes feels like no one understands. Okay. The next channel message was, you can't make love you. Right? Let me say that again. You can't make love you. The second channel message that I received was, let's see, it says, there is a lot of attentions that is being covered up, and only good people will be able to see, like I was saying. So it's kind of like, let's say someone with control issues, is making you feel some type of way, and there's a company of a company of three, so it's a total of seven. It's a total of 5 people, right? And this company of 3 are seeing, but they're only accepting the negative portion. They only feed off on the negative portion of it. We'll talk about that in a minute. The next channel message that I got was, life keeps going while someone is hurting. Okay? Life keeps going while someone is hurting. All right? So I was asking God, like, okay, God, why are you wanting me to come and do this live? I got next 72s that I need to do. You know what I mean? And it was just more so, no, you need to be, the response that I got was that I need to be a leader. I need to be an example, because just because I'm strong, right, doesn't mean the next person can be, Am I strong all the time, viewer? No, I am not. And when you have those moments where you have no one else to build you up and to encourage you, you have to gather your strength independently. And that's why people can see your pain on your shoulders, right? That's why repeated cycles keep happening, because you can handle it. But what people don't see behind the scenes is the breakdown moments, the tears, the praying for other people, that they will change for the betterment, right? So let's take a look into when the purity of truth is declined here. So basically what this channel message here is saying, viewer, it's saying when the purity of truth, the truth is declined. It's kind of like feeling like the outcast for just being your pure self. And it's not weirdo energy. It's just like what you're attracted to, you have to let that go, because it's not attracted to you. So it's giving you a hard time. It's bringing stagnation into your life. It's bringing havoc. It's bringing complications. So it's kind of like, if you have moments where you've moved 10 steps ahead and you feel good again, you feel energetic, your bills are paid, it's kind of like whatever, just having a good time, and you're just feeling like life feels like it's rebuilding, and your foundation feels like it's where you want it to be, and then you're trying to build off of that. It's like, then there's this tower moment that takes you 20 steps back. It's because the moment that you get into this high energetic energy, it's like there is an attachment that you're supposed to detach from. All right. And so that's why you're constantly being declined. Like, for instance, if you don't want to be treated a certain way, right? And it's like the more nicer and the more kinder and the more compassionate you are being declined, and you're receiving the backlash, right? Of how you should have been than being nice and kind and smiling and waving, hello, how are you, or taking out your time to help someone, to only get talked about, to only get put down, to only get ignored, putting an energy of trying to make connections. But there is this thing of, have you ever considered that what you're not attracted to is what's actually the true attraction of the truth that you need to accept? And what it is that you are attracted to is what you need to cut off. Because all it's going to do is continue to break you down to where only you're going to be the one to see the truth. But that's just manipulation in the mind, because that's why we have our soul family, our soul tribe. You may not be in full contact. Like, for instance, you're here, you're resonating with this reading, right? That the truth hurts. We all have this acknowledgement about truth and how it hurts. But we all have our different experiences on the level of the hurt. You know, we all say, you know what, I can't take this anymore. Nope, I can't take it anymore. But because of our empathic, the empathic energy that generates within ourselves, it's saying, nope, we have to clear out this energy. We have to be the example of what pure love is. But no one is perfect, is what I'm saying. But what makes you perfect in pertaining to pure love is the fact that you're able to see where your problem is, and also where the root of the actual problem that you're connected to. And you're saying, I want to fix this. You're saying, I want to forgive. You're saying, I have forgiven. Why is this continuing? Why does the truth hurt? Of having to accept that just because you're changing for the betterment doesn't mean that anyone else is required to. And I feel like the more and more that the collective are trying to live their best life, it feels like it's way far out of reach. It then feels like, okay, am I going after something that I cannot have? And then there it goes again. Manipulation, self-manipulation, all from the residue of clearing out the energies that don't serve you, or those energies that hurt. Okay. Some of us have a lot of hurt that's caused trauma, mind, body, and soul. And you haven't healed. So it's a constant, every time a new cycle happens, and another event happens, and then another event, and you haven't even healed from the first one. So trying to explain your hurt makes some people think that you're crazy or weird, or, you know, you want attention. And it's like, no, now you pull yourself back from the energies that are making you feel that way, hoping that someone's going to see their wrongs. No, you're going to be waiting for a long time. You're going to be waiting for an apology. And if those apologies come back in, it's because they need the energy from you. They need something from you. Okay. But it's just, it feels like the same cycle. And I'm feeling like some of you, you know, are at the verge of, you're having this teeter-totter moment of, I give up. No, I can do this. I'm giving up. No, I got this. Right? Some of you are having the battle of, you know what, fuck it. You know, God, I know you're real, but God damn it, you're not moving fast enough. All because of the truth hurting. I'm going to start off with an angel guide. What really stands out for me for this, the truth hurts, is the fact that the channel message that standed out for me as a highlight of this whole reading is the fact that it's not you against the world, viewer. It's you against what you love that's hurting you, what you love that you're fighting for. And some of you, you're fighting for yourself. You're fighting to live again. You're fighting to turn the sense of aloneness into enjoyment. Okay? So understand the world is not against you. Okay? There's these simple little things that we need to be able to see. You know, like for instance, these different tarot readers, you're energetically pulled to certain readings. That's your soul tribe. That's your soul family. Okay? And so it's needing to look at the bigger picture. All right? Even when you're out in public, you know, just because you may not communicate with some people, you'll feel the anxiety release. And when your anxiety comes back when you're in public, it's because there's a familiar energy connected to the truth of the type of love that normally hurts you. So you're able to feel those energies, and you're harnessing those energies, and then you take them back to your initial, you know, comfort zone space. And now you're being surrounded by all these energies that don't feel good. So if you're a reader, you know, a lot of people don't understand, you know, the process to even stay in your right mind, or to try to stay in joy and happiness, to stay balanced. You know what I mean? Mind, body, and soul. The only example that I'm able to give you in pertaining to, and for those of you who are not readers, but for those of you who are readers, and those of you who are doing interpersonal work, right? You're working on yourself. You're trying to get your life together, right? It's like there's this saying, right? There's the pastor, and he has a whole congregation, and this pastor shows up Wednesday, Friday, Sunday morning, Sunday night, and he's praying despite of their personal, right, life. They show up for their congregation. But who do you know, do people take out the time to pray for their leader? It's no difference, and I'm not political. It's no difference from whoever the president is, right? Everyone's complaining. Did you vote? If you didn't vote, don't complain. Why are you talking about something that you don't know unless you know? Or is this just, you know, just to replicate these negative energies that causes kayaks. I can't even say it. It sounds like I'm saying kayak. Chaos and havoc and destructions, and, you know, pedophiles, killers, murderers, robbers. All these dark energies are being replicated when they're entertained. And I had to see that for myself. I was like, if I go on my social media, I'm like, why is this in my timeline? And then sometimes I'll end up looking at it and I'm like, why am I watching this? When I know I don't need to be watching no violence. I don't need to be watching nothing about love, and it's the love that I'm not even looking for. Right? But I'm replicating or duplicating that energy into my fears, into my space, into my environment. And for some of you, you're not understanding. You're thinking that it's a battle against having to prove the truth, and it's bigger. It's a bigger picture. All right, let's start this off with the angel guide. You have to excuse me because when I'm in the flow, I don't pay attention to what's coming out. I just have to release it the way it's supposed to. But whoever you are, that channel message, only you're going to understand it because you asked a question. It says, when the purity of truth is declined. Whoever you are, because I'm sitting here going, asking for more channel messages pertaining to that. All right. All right. What messages do you have for the collective? This is a collective read, fire, air fire, air, water, and earth signs, but this is a general reading. And I'm happy that I showed up because it was difficult for me to show up. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Today was the day where I was going to quit tarot. And something just said, I can't let the people down. I can't. That's selfish. And sometimes we can't explain to people what we go through internally, right? And it's not to play victim. And that's what truth, that's being misread. Okay, we can't make people see. All we can do is be the best version of ourselves and continue to show up for ourselves. So our angel guide that we have is power and intuition. Immediately, all I heard was, you got this, viewer. We got this. Okay. They say that the higher you go in life, the more lonely it becomes. The more God blesses you. Okay? Whether that's financially, spiritually. These are experiences that you have to learn. So it's like, arise and demonstrate your power. And these experiences, it's like, they're experiences that we experience that, we would never think how the experience would be. So that's why we have these questions of why. Well, what did you ask for? If you ask God to increase your flow, it doesn't matter what kind of YouTube channel, God wants to see, do you really want it? If you're asking for a romantic relationship, God wants to know, are you done with the toxicity? Are you going to stop being vulnerable and stand into who you truly are? If you want your family to come together. For some of you, it's more so like, you're being divinely guided to step back because it's hurting you. It's breaking you down. You are doing what you're supposed to do. Others of you, it's just more so of, not wanting to conform and be something that you're not. Basically living a fake life. So, with the power of intuition, hey, I have to talk to you because some of you don't have nobody to talk to. You get what I'm saying? And it's by choice. You're choosing to separate yourself from what hurts. And that's the truth. And whether you're not realizing it or not, the truth is of wanting people to see exactly what's going on. If you're wanting people to see the bigger picture of what's hurt you. Like I said, many of you keep going through tower moments, and these tower moments cause trauma. So it's trauma, and you haven't even healed from the first event that caused trauma. Let's look at power and intuition. You get what I'm saying? I'm hearing something about I'm hearing something in regards to, well, it's the holidays. It's the holidays. What about all of the other 364 days? Just put it like this. What about the days that were not holidays? Some of you, it's like, just because it's a holiday, you don't want to have a fake facade because you're not a fake person. I don't think it's hard for you to be around people you love. I think it's more so you don't want to be fake. For some of you, you can push all that stuff aside, and it's not about you, right? And you can show up for your family and just be like, whatever, go with the flow, be with your family. For me, it's okay, God, let me show up. Let me get on this live. Because there's people who don't have no one to go to. They don't have no one to talk to. They don't have no family. All they have is themselves. And it feels like them against the world. And it's not that. Like I said, it's not you against the world. It's you against what you love. Okay? And it's time to break away from heartbreak, anxiety, and depression. All right? So let's go ahead and read this power and intuition. All right? It says, viewer, when you align your intentions with the highest good and act with love and consideration, your power is intensified. When you draw this card, your angels are drawing close to remind you of this. You have the capacity to be a leader and a guide at this time, and you are being encouraged to align with love and the highest good so that you act from the heart. I'm about to cry, viewer, because I told you I was going to stop doing tarot today. I was just going to say, forget it. And something inside it said, it's not about you. It was the same feeling that I was feeling, like it's the holidays, I could be with my family, right? But what I'm going through personally is preparing me so that I can help others who don't have the strength. So I can help those to prevent them from having suicide, from hurting someone because someone hurt them, for hurting themselves. You get what I'm saying? So it's a big, deep picture. This is not just coming on here and just doing tarot. No. You get what I'm saying? My family feel like I'm supposed to be a first lady, some pastor's wife or something. And it's like, no, not the fact that I'm declining that calling. I know that's in there. I've always, since a little kid, have been in new age, and that was swept under the rug. A natural new age child. You get what I'm saying? Not even understanding the things spiritually that was going on with me. But anywho, not about me. It's about you, viewer. It says, often when you're, before I go, don't give up. Do not give up. It says, often when power arises within, we can find our ego get louder. And this is because it wants us to be limited and to question or even stifle our growth. Don't let it hold you back now. Call in your angels and invite them to help you listen closely to the voice of our soul so that you can move forward powerfully and effectively in a loving way. God, I ask you that you call in our angels to assist us. Thank you. It's that simple, viewer. It's that simple, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and start doing these messages. What does a viewer need to see pertaining to this truth hurts? Okay, we have the Four of Swords. We have the Sun. Thank you. And we have the Fool. Okay. Off the bat, we're going to break this down together. Fours deal with foundations. Fours deal with home, whether that's us internally, our environment, starting something, not in the sense of, aces and ones and, things like that. It's no, starting something like for instance, say you're preparing to look for a job, right? You're starting a foundation and then you get the job, right? And it's it has to do with home. It has to do the matters of the heart, right? The root of things. All right. So with these swords is all about the mind. It's about thoughts. It's about ideas. It's about articulating here. And with this Four of Swords, this is letting me know that someone is asking for direction. All right. You're not quick to be impulsive, and you're not quick to react. You are actually going about things the right way when it comes to truth. Now, when it comes to love, it's more so like you know what needs to be removed, right? And you know what you are attached to. So that's a good thing. That's a sense of acknowledgement. But with this Four of Swords, there's difficulties, right? The main thing is the mental health thing. Some of you may be feeling exhausted, stressed, wanting to give up. And it's like, rest assured, if whenever you need to rest, do so. And I feel like that's an obligation of resting too much. And there's this big perception as if, all is lost and everyone's giving up on you because you're not moving fast like they are. And see, that's where the illusion is. Is there a moon? That's where there's an illusion. And the reason why I'm saying there's this illusion, because when you are in high elevations, right, at the mountain peak, at the mountain top, there's different levels of perception compared to driving on the freeway and you have a up close view of a mountain that's far away. So there's this sense of sometimes when you rest, that's when you're able to see things clearly. You're able to heal. But there's a sense of no longer worrying about, how people make you feel. Oh, goodness gracious. Ooh, hold on. And also with these swords is a masculine energy, okay? It's a masculine force, all right? And as an individual, it's like, it can be hard for some of you to rest. Oh, that's what it was. Thank you. Just because you see people moving around, that's that when I said the moon and the illusion, it's because that's the distraction to make you think otherwise. And there's a sense of some of you feeling like you're failing, and it's like, no, you're right on time. Right on time. And then we have the sun. When I have the sun, this is Leo, and this is letting me know there's the situation is joy and happiness. Some of you are happy to be in your own alone space, but you do have these moments of feeling alone because there's this area of fulfillment that you need to be filled, and you're seeking and you're searching for that fulfillment, but it keeps those cups are toxic. Now, what I like about this full here, it's all about your perception. Where is your foundation begin? Is it at the ground level? Because if you look at the full, it doesn't necessarily mean this full is at the mountain peak. Okay? Doesn't mean they're at the mountaintop. We can make things seem like something that it's not. And some of us don't even realize that by us being still, right? We can grab onto joy and happiness without any complications. But because on the outside, there is this perception that needs to be seen. And it's like, no, be your most authentic self. Not only would that heal mental health, right? From you holding back on your journey. And some of you is like, I don't go anywhere. I am a homebody. Your journey in your home, creating an environment that's full of joy and happiness. Let's go ahead and keep going. All right. Second message was living our truth sometimes feel like no one understands. Okay. It says living our truth sometimes feels like no one understands, viewer. Yeah. Especially when you're trying to get it all out in one setting, you know. You can't tell a story all in one day. But sometimes if you're a person whom you haven't had any, uh, a verbal contact with someone, sometimes it's like, now that I have someone in front of me, it's not about spilling the beans. It's just being able to have a human experience with someone. Living our truth sometimes feels like no one understands. Remember I was saying about the good, right? The good will see the truth, but it's kind of like understanding. A lot of us are feeling time, and this time is overwhelming. This time makes us feel stagnant, and that time sometimes causes us to want to rest, right? Have you ever considered that this rest is actually protecting you, viewer? Right? All right, it says seeing beyond here. Seeing beyond. All right. It says living our truth sometimes feel like no one understands. And so what came out for that was seeing beyond. So it's like when I was saying the good sees. All right. The good sees, whether you know it or not. God sees. You get what I'm saying? God wants a relationship with you. Your angels want a relationship with you. Yourself wants a relationship with you. When's the last time you've actually heard self speak to you? For those of you, y'all probably like, what? What you mean self, baby? Your soul speaks just like I'm talking to you. Have you had that experience? If you have not had that experience, and this is not no extra entity or out of body experiences. No, baby, this is your soul. You have intuition, which is the brain. You have the soul, right? That's that gut feeling, because that gut, it speaks. So that's that fire energy. Okay. So and then you have the extra stuff, the good and the bad. We have good and we have bad. Let's go ahead and look at this seeing beyond. We're all learning, but we just got to show up. It feels like I'm all over the place, but it will all make sense. So we're referencing living our truth sometimes feels like no one understands. So we're saying seeing beyond. Those who sees. God sees, your angel sees. But it's like we all got to work together, especially as a collective. We got to start producing and birthing more good energies out here, because it's negative energies are being, it's looking like the bad is outweighing the good. But in reality, once you change your perception and truly align yourself and don't give up and know that the truth is healthy love, you get what I'm saying? Yeah, we have arguments, but goddamn, shouldn't nobody get treated? No one should get treated in a toxic way or in a dysfunctional way just because they feel that they can get away with something. See, a lot of y'all got a lot of family things going on, right? And because you're choosing to separate yourself from feeling a certain way, it makes them look like they're winning and like you're the difficult person, but in all reality, you're not. Now it's time for you to arise and start getting out there and connecting with people that are like you, that get you, that are going to support you, that are going to understand you. Am I telling you to separate from your family? No. I'm telling you, you can forgive and forgive and forgive. Tell them what the issue is. Tell them how we can resolve this, because I'm all about family. But if you separate yourself, how are you about family? This is not my time to prove. I'm doing what God's telling me to do. I have to separate myself because it's tearing me down. But what the thing that goes on behind the scenes, ordering your steps, it is not easy. You're going to be broken down. Because as you extend, as you grow, as you mature, that's how we're able to help each other. That's how we're able to look out for each other. I experienced this. This is how this went. Oh, you experienced this too? So how did you get through it? How are you able to resolve? You know, forgiving is power. But waiting for someone to come in and apologize, you're going to be waiting for a long time. Okay? It says this. Seeing beyond. I haven't even started cooking yet, viewer. And what I'm cooking is going to be simmering. So it says, do you consider things only when the framework of what you already know? Let me say that again. Do you consider things only when the framework of what you already know? Or can you allow yourself to see beyond into the vastness of potential? We are all gifted with the magical ability of imagination. Of imagination. And when, I need some water. And when we open to it, we become conduit for a divine vision greater than ours. I'm going to stop right there. Some of you guys, you ask God for something, right? And I'm going to use a reader as an example, right? You ask God and say, God, I want to be a reader. For some of you who decided that's what you want to do. Others of you, you're like, okay, God, I'm going to use my gifts, right? And, you know, everybody got bills that we need to pay. So it's kind of like, okay, well, let me see if you want it. So there's this process, right? Having a YouTube channel consists of you having to isolate yourself. It consists of you having to create a balance from your personal and your channel. And some of you, it's difficult, and you're not the only one going through that. Okay, so stay strong. All right. It says, today know that your vision, what you imagine forming in the invisible, will be delivered into the material world. Don't worry about the timing of things. That is in the hands of the universe. Your job is to continue to imagine. Take a few steps forward, then imagine some more. The universe's job is to make it real. What's a fabulous partnership? Yes. So now it's time to start like orchestrating in a way where it's not just about self. It's about orchestrating everything so that you can become one, right? The next channel message that I received, viewer, was, you can't make love love you. I'm going to say that again. You can't make love love you, viewer. All right. Now, for some of you who are readers, if you go back to the beginning when I started reading, it wasn't easy for me. Even now, despite of areas that I see that I want to work on, you know, like I want to learn how to stay on subject. But when all these messages start coming in, I have to get it all out, because one message could be for you, the next message could be for the next person. And I don't want to leave nobody behind, but at the same time, I'm being told as I'm saying this, you can't carry the world on your shoulders. That's God's job. Okay? For some of you, it's hard for you to take one day at a time. For some of you, you've learned taking one day at a time, where you're stuck in the Four of Swords. right? It's a comfortable place and you're trying to get out of that. And that's the truth, right? Some of us are hurting ourselves. And we have these excuses, right? The excuses are valid, right? But how long are you going to use these excuses, right? All right, let's look into that. It says you can't make love you. Let's look into that. What does the viewer need to see in between to that? You know what? I'm going to pull a universal love of extension, and then we'll do an extended on the universal love of extension. What message you have for the viewer to see and pertaining to you can't make love you? You can't make love you. We have the weeping tree. Okay, this is definitely what came out. The weeping tree deals with, let me put my glasses on. Viewer, the weeping tree deals with release, rejuvenation, and restoration. Okay, if you can, I don't know if you can see that here. This is giving me tree of life. Yeah, and you know what? So if you guys don't know about a mustard seed grows into huge trees, actually huge trees. The smallest little seed grows trees this big. It says this, viewer. It says, now is the time to let go of that which does not serve you anymore. Now that channel message says you can't make love you anymore. So I'm going to say this again, viewer. It's not easy. It hurts. But believe me, especially if it's your mama or your dad, people close to you. Okay? Like, for instance, I can only be honest with you. With my mom, there's this movie, right, called The Imitation of Life. And in this movie, it's about a black girl who looks white and her mom is black. My Haley Jackson, my stepdad made me watch this. He sat me and my mom down. And I was real young. He sat us down, made us watch it together. She sat in a recliner chair, and I sat on the floor, Indian crisscross applesauce. Right? I was mad at first when the movie, because I'm like, I don't want to watch no black and white movie, right? So the end of the story is it's about a black woman who looks white, and she wants to be white. She wants to be portrayed as white. And her mama ran after her. And she said, I can't run after you no more, but I love you. Okay? And when the girl finally came to her senses, it was the mom's funeral. And she was crying at the funeral saying, Mom, I love you. But her mom has now, departed. Okay? So I say this, my relationship with my mom is the opposite. Instead of my mom trying to chase me, I've been chasing after my mom all my life. Forgiving to the point, and I've had over 1,000,000 times said, I'm not gonna go back. I'm done. And it's not just because it's my mama. If you have a mama that's alive and you have an opportunity to just say, and look over the bullshit. God told me, stop hurting myself. I can't fight for something that don't want me. So it's not easy. It's not easy, viewer. You can't make love you. Especially when you isolate yourself and people see one perspective, but they don't know the truth. You don't fight to try to prove a truth. Okay? Now, the rabbit hole goes deeper than that. But I just had to give you an example that understand. It could be your child, okay? That you have to let go. And it's like, it's very hurtful. It could be a husband. It could be a wife. It could be a best friend. It could be that job. And it's like, God is saying you're harnessing and focusing on the pain. You gotta, in all reality, I gotta be real with you. After so long of these pains, of this truth of hurt, we become addicted to it. So we start attracting it through other people. Okay, we keep going back. Right, we forgive and it gets worse because now they've also created this addiction that I can take advantage. No more getting taken advantage of. It's not about trying to prove who's right or who's wrong. It's trying to say that I want to live. I'm fighting for this joy and this love and this happiness that's not toxic, that's not dysfunctional, that doesn't come with lies. Moving forward, it says, now is the time to let go, viewer, of which does not serve you anymore. Free the pent-up energy within you. Breathe deeply and let your body relax fully, merging with space and time. Let all die so that you may blossom once more. So not only do you have to let people, places, and things go, you also, that's why I said this is the part when we have to admit with ourselves of the things within ourselves that are not perfect, that we have to release those things as well. Whether that's a poor mindset, whether that's, an unhealthy lifestyle. And if we've been doing it for such a long time, it can cause storms in our lives. Okay, so let's go ahead and move forward. The next channel message that we received was, there's a lot of attention that is being covered up. There's a lot of attentions that are being covered up, and only good people will be able to see. So if you have a family that are bullies and controlling, and other people can't see, basically you're the outcast, the bastard child, or the black sheep of the family, don't worry about it. Those who have been in those labels see the truth. Okay, so let's go ahead and get overall direction for that. People see, but it's kind of like it's giving me the secret. It's kind of like and it's connected to maturity. It's like those who see can't come in because it's a lesson that you have to overcome. Only you, we have judgment. And I'm going to take this one because this one got left behind. And we have the Chariot. Now, the channel message was, there's a lot of attentions that is being covered up, and only good people will be able to see. Okay, so there's judgment here. Judgment deals with reflection, awakening, transition, decisions, and change. Fire energy. It says, the upright position of the judgment indicates a moment of self-reflection. We were just talking about that inner work that we have to accept as well for ourselves. It says, you're likely close to reaching a significant stage in a journey. This journey may not have been an easy one, and you may find comfort in sharing your struggles with others to find camaraderie. I'm assuming like a peace of mind. Now is the time to face challenges on head. Okay. That's why I don't like to use the metaphor of, I don't like to encourage people of saying like, take the journey of going up the mountains, because you have those that be like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna go up the mountain and all this, and you ain't even prepared. How do I say this word? Oh, camaraderie. It is regarding to the involvement of others, basically. It says, now is a time to face challenges head on. And when you do that, not only are you showing up for yourself with the Chariot, people that you've been wanting, you get what I'm saying? The love and the truth that you've been wanting from the people that you care about, it's like it's being delivered, right? They start changing. Those apologies that are way overdue start coming in. For some of you, if you lack being nurtured by your mother or your father, God is going to bring some older people into your life that is going to be a substitute. They're going to be substitutes. Okay? So basically, there's going to be substitutes of people coming into your life to help you. So we have the Chariot. The Chariot deals with willpower, drive, confidence, ambition, and your journey. Okay? It says you may be overcoming challenges and regaining control. Strength and willpower are vital to ensuring victory through path of obstacles. The key message is that you need to maintain focus to emerge successfully in this next phase. Stay the course, viewer, and follow your plan with confidence. All right? Now that we are closing out the year, know what you want. And if you don't know what you want, ask God to show you. Okay? I'm getting the things that you think you don't like is actually what you're going to like. And people that you don't see yourself associating yourself are actually the people. It's a perfect balance. Okay? So the next channel message that we have is life keeps going on while someone is hurting. So whoever you are, where it's kind of like, if you don't make the necessary changes, you're going to look and be like, everyone else is living but you. All right. For some of you, you're trying to get the hang of, having your own YouTube channel, or you're trying to get the hang of working on a project, and it causes you to have to isolate yourself and you feel left out. For some of you, you are posing on Instagram and now you're burnt out. You ran out of things to share, okay? And it's kind of like what you should have been sharing is what's actually truly going behind the scenes, more organic, okay? And it feels like within this, what hurts in pertaining to the truth is the simple fact that you have to independently get stuff done on your own. And the reason why you're having to do that is because when God brings people into your life to help you, you'll know how you want things done. So some of you are complaining like, God damn, I don't want to be by myself. I don't want to be alone. Why nobody helping me? For me, it's like, I'm not no Grinch. Like, I'm a happy, loving person. No, I'm separating myself because I'm sorry. And it has nothing to do with, oh, you only have a mother once, or you only have a father twice, or you only have a grandma once, or you only have your family. You never know when time is going to call itself. It's like, you're right. And so I need to have my sanity. I don't want to be anywhere where I'm not wanted. Okay? So, with that being stated, moving forward, it says life keeps going on while someone is hurting. All right? Everyone heals differently. And I want you to be mindful too for whoever you are, where you feel like where you want to be and you're not wanted. Be mindful, okay? Because there's people who use that as recognition to come in to control your life. All right. So based off experiences that I've experienced to this point, it's kind of like that's how you get those people, those destructive peoples that use people to destroy their lives or take advantage until they're all swollen up like a raisin, all sucked and dry. Okay. So be mindful of how you isolate yourself, okay, so that you can truly know someone's true intentions. Because some people go after people who got kids and they by themselves, and they realize that they by themselves, so they try to come in to take advantage and see what they can do, or whatever, or what they can use to take advantage of. Others of you is more so the trap is you giving too much information, or you sharing in one setting. It's kind of like people will cause storms in your life, and it's kind of like, why is it storming in your life? And it's kind of like, I just have to tell you to look at it as a blessing in disguise. I'm not talking about blessing in disguise where, God is showing you a red flag. And yes, sometimes we see those red flags and we just throw them to the side, especially when it has to do with family. Because if you're a being like myself, who you would do anything just to have your family together, but it's like you no longer want to live a lie. So you have to choose to separate yourself. And despite of them saying, oh, that person they're selfish, they only think about themselves, they're speaking truth, but they're putting that perception on the person who's actually just wanting the wanting their desires of the hearts to be fulfilled. And there's a lot of you who just really want family to come together. Okay. Me personally, I accept each and every individual of my family member for who they are. But who I am is not accepted. So I don't want no one to feel like I think I'm better than them. I don't want anyone to feel like I know everything. I don't want no one to feel any type of way that will make them feel some type of way. So sometimes you got to pull back, and when you pull back, it causes people to be more destructive. But you have to understand, put that and give that to God. And that's the difficulties. We have this blessing here. It says, blessings. You are being showered with light, viewer. Your creativity is being stirred, activated, and set alight. An endless stream of rainbow colors stems from your heart. All right. Understand this. I have some notes here at the bottom of these channel messages right here. And I want you to know, viewer, you are responsible. Okay. I need you to say that to yourself. You are responsible. And then it says, you see truth. Okay. So I see truth. And then we have, you see good in all things. Okay. Don't make anyone make you feel otherwise. All right. And if they do, you have to separate yourself. But the only thing about separating yourself is the backlash from separating yourself. Okay. And that's what hurts. That's the truth that hurts. The fact that you have to separate yourself. It's kind of like, it's not a demand. It's not a call of demand. It's being obedient to the will so that favor can churn on your behalf. All right. What are the messages for the viewer? There it is. That sun. Joy comes in the morning, and you don't have to wait for joy to come in the morning. Some of you literally need to have a release. You need to cry. You need to get it out. Okay. Some of you need to really forgive yourselves, right? Some of you need to start overthinking, put some music on. If you don't know what kind of music to put on some, what are those, they have instrumentals of different kind of sounds of nature and things like that, kind of ease out the vibe. If you've been wanting to learn something, start looking into that. If you've been wanting to, for the most part, the big thing that we're not talking about is the fact that communication. Someone wants attention. That will come. Okay? That will come. Especially if you're a reader and you're trying to build up your channel, it's going to come. Okay? What else? Look at that. The Wheel of Fortune. Look at that. At the bottom of the deck, working your way up from the top to the top. You get what I'm saying? Learning the levels. Learning the levels as you go up. You know what I mean? Not just saying, oh, I'm about to go to the mountaintop, ain't prepared. You don't know if it's raining, snowing, nothing, right? You don't want to, it's like we die daily, but there's a difference from, just throwing yourself out to the wolves now that you know what wolves look like. Okay? That's what I'm saying. The truth hurts. Now that you know your truth, and now that you see truth, we gonna get through this, viewer. Yes, we are. All right, let me go ahead and conclude. What are we gonna conclude with? I don't want to do that. No, we'll just conclude there. Don't forget, love is kind. No, I want to pull a golden ticket. That's what I want to pull. And I need to start simmering up and look at the bottom. We have the moon here. So now that you know the truth within hurt, now that you know the truth within love, now that you know that it's not you against the world, it's you against what you love. And now that you're able to really, really see, you're able to see BS. You're able to see when somebody lying. You're able to know when somebody ain't up to no good. You already can feel and see when somebody gonna start some mess, right? For some of you, you know what I mean. You're not eating certain people food. It's something that you see within that truth. That's all I gotta say about that. But that's the golden ticket. And that's feminine energy. We have masculine energy. We have the Chariot here. You will have willpower. We have judgment. No longer judge situations. No longer, look for apologies. That's way overdue. We have power and intuition from your angel guides here. You ask your angel guides to help you. Ask God to lead your way. All right. And then we have the weeping tree here, meaning that you need to release. Once you release, you rejuvenate and restore. All right. And we have the Wheel of Fortune here. This is definitely favor. All right. For some of you, it's okay if you have to turn the wheel backwards a couple of notches. You know what I'm saying, and work on yourself. You're gonna have to have strength to do that. You get what I'm saying? Meeting yourself again. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of like not proving that you're right, not proving that other people are wrong. It's like, it's easy said than done to say, you know what, I'm going to do this for me. For some of us, I got to do this for my family. I got to do this for my kids. No, do this for you, because what happens when we leave this world is us. So it's us. So with that being said, don't forget, love is kind, love is gentle. As much as I want to depart from you, I have a job that I need to do, and it's not about me having to explain to anyone on why I do tarot and why I was called. Yes, but I'm not going out of my way to entertain ignorance, is what I'm trying to say. And you are going to have those moments where you're going to want to give up. Today I had that moment. And I said, no, I've come this far by faith. You get what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, don't give up. Because I know that once this, let me tell you how powerful God is. You know what I'm saying? Because people are hurting. And a lot of people, even though you can't see my face and I can't see your face, whoever you are, there's a lot of people who are watching this video and you can't see the numbers because they haven't tapped in, they haven't clicked the box. It's like there is this fear that people have, right? It's this privacy that people need. I'm guilty as association. Sometimes it'll be people on live and, I'll be like, I'm private. I don't want them to know that I'm in here, right? They don't know you in there. Just because you see the number, you can't see the person unless there's a live chat thing and you're in the live chat thing. But either than that, believe me, when we click off on this live, it's going to be people. This is going to reach a lot of people because the truth hurts. But what does the truth do? It sets us free. Don't forget, love is kind, love is gentle, and that is you and I.